What's going on, guys, and welcome to probably the biggest episode in this PSG career mode series. In the last episode, I played Bayern Munich in the Champions League semi-finals first leg, beat them 2-1, not a bad result, but of course the Allianz Arena was looming for PSG. We had to play them away, of course, in the second leg. It was going to be tough, but I had all my top players fully fit, 100% fit for this game after having something like a week and a half rest. There were no French League games to be played, so it's kind of a bonus to have that, but it was still going to be a tough game. I mean, this is Bayern Munich playing at home. You know, it was pretty much confirmed that they were going to dominate from the start. And this right here now, what you're watching, is the perfect example. You know, Bayern Munich, just look at how well they were holding onto the ball, just teasing PSG, teasing me. I was getting so frustrated. There was no opportunities whatsoever to try and nick the ball off them and take it up their end. As the game progressed, because my game plan was to just take it to Bayern Munich and do exactly what we did to them in the first leg. But the way the game went, it was like PSG backs to the wall, you know, shut up shop and leave it at that. See if you can just hold on to a 0-0 draw. That's probably the best result that we could have got from this. We did have a couple of chances though. Ibrahimovic with a great effort there, but Neuer denying him of putting PSG into the lead. But eventually, yeah, we started to break out from that defensive period of just sitting back and inviting Bayern Munich into our nest, if you will. One thing I have noticed throughout the season when it's come to the Champions League against Real Madrid or even Bayern Munich, Ibrahimovic seems like a very shy player. Maybe it's just the way I'm forced to play against these top sides. I don't know what it is. Oh, look at that as well. Very unfortunate for Ibra. And I know I kind of sound as though I've contradicted myself, but we needed him in these types of games. He's scored so many goals and put in so many brilliant performances against some of the smaller sides in the French League. I was hoping that he could step up in these games, the games that matter, the games that would see us hopefully lift silverware at the end of the competition. But he didn't. And as you can see here as well, Bayern Munich put themselves 1-0 up. Schweinsteiger finding Goetze and making the run inside the box. Matuidi trying to put pressure on him. And I didn't really want to go for a slide tackle. I know that was probably the best option that I could have gone for there. But it probably would have just given away a penalty, right? And speaking of penalties, I did give away a penalty in the second half. 5 minutes into the second half, it's Mats Hummels. And it just looks outrageously over the top for giving away a penalty. If you look at the replay here, it's Ribéry. And just look at how Hummels... There hardly seems to be any contact. I know he kind of trips him up from behind, but the ref gives a penalty and it's Arjen Robben to step up. So as it stood, it was 1-0 to Bayern Munich, 2-2 on aggregate, and Robben missed it. So the game stood at 1-0. So that was brilliant, kind of a relief as well, because we would have had it all to do if that had gone in. And look at Sirigu there, making himself big, putting pressure on Mandzukic to put the ball away, but Mandzukic couldn't follow through there. We did get another chance a bit later on in this game. Edison Cavani probably could have maybe gone for a sweaty goal there as Ibra was making the run inside the box in plenty of space. Probably could have crossed it. Obviously I went for the shot hoping that it would maybe creep into the bottom corner, but the ball, it just skipped past the post. Then up the other end, what do I go and do? I give away another penalty, but before that could be taken, Bayern Munich made a substitution. Off went Mandzukic, on came Benzema, and it would be Arjen Robben to step up and take the penalty once again. Would he totally miss this again like he did a bit earlier on? Or would he put this into the back of the net? Of course he put it into the back of the net and made it count this time for Bayern Munich. So 2-0 and 3-2 on aggregate. As it stood, Bayern were through to the final, and they officially confirmed that when Bastian Schweinsteiger got the third goal in the 90th minute, adding insult to injury. Such a thumper of a goal. It was about 31 yards out of the area, and I felt kind of sorry for Sirigu, who was having a bad day at the office. What a goal. Take my hat off to Schweinsteiger. And there we have it. You know, I feel as though I've done pretty well to get to this stage in the Champions League with the PSG team that I created in the summer, and also brought in a couple of players in, just Thomas Müller, wasn't it, in January. But I felt as though I've done well, and I can't wait to get going for the second season in the Champions League. There is the confirmation then. So in the final, it will be Barcelona against Bayern Munich. My money is on Bayern Munich to win that. Definitely, it's got to be Bayern Munich. Moving on anyway, putting that result behind us, we absolutely got slaughtered in Germany at the Allianz. We had our last game of the season. I know, it's gone so quick, hasn't it? And it was against Montpellier. Once again, 100% fit team for this game. We had Ibra on the pitch, Lavezzi, Thomas Müller, Cavani, and Gundogan as well, who returned from being out for 2 to 3 months it was. So it was great to see him back in action. It was just a shame that it had to be the very last game of the season. But on the positive side, you know, he would be lifting silverware alongside the rest of the squad. Because if you didn't see the league table before this game kicked off, it is confirmed PSG are champions. So even if we lost this against Montpellier, and Monaco even won their game, we'd still win, but just by a point. So it's good to win the French League. Never done it before. Never actually done a whole career, or a whole season I should say, with a French side. So this was a first for me, and I gotta say, it's been very exciting. I've thoroughly enjoyed every game that I've played, and of course shown you guys the gameplay here on YouTube. Which kind of brings me to my next topic. Just quickly, do you guys want to see the second season of PSG? I know I do, but I want to hear your thoughts, guys. Let me know in the comments section below. Now, this game against Montpellier, if you guys can cast your minds back to when I last played Montpellier, you know what? Actually, I can't even remember the episode number which that game was in. But I do remember how tough of a game it was against them. It was so difficult, and I think it ended it in a 0-0 draw, or it was a 1-0 draw, or maybe we even lost that. Maybe that was one of the games at the start of the season where my job was on the line. So in a way, I wanted to try and change that record, and I wanted to come away with a win and make this game a tribute to the campaign that we've just gone through after winning the league title. And it was Cavani that put PSG into the lead with that penalty in the 69th minute. I did bring on Alexander Lacazette. Ibrahimovic was really annoying me. I just couldn't get going with Ibrahimovic. Every chance he had, well, actually I don't think he even had a chance in this game on goal. So I was like, well, the best thing to do is take him off and replace him with Alexander Lacazette. And he comes on and makes it 2-0 to PSG. A good run from the halfway line, and he just makes it look easy, slotting the ball into the bottom corner. Disappointed from the Montpellier goalkeeper. He could have saved that, really. But there we go. At the end of the day, we won 2-0, all 3 points, and then it was on to the celebrations. Oh yes, we will be lifting the French League trophy. There is Bakar from Montpellier. Just not good enough, buddy. Should have tried harder if you wanted to get a decent result from this game like you did earlier on in the season. And there we go. There is the trophy. Again, guys, this is a first for me. Never lifted this trophy. Never won it. Never gone through a whole season in the French League. And my first season with PSG, I go ahead and win the trophy. But some will say it's not really that hard, considering the transfer budget you was given, and of course the players on the side. And there we have it. It's been brutal of a season, but PSG have come out on top. Alex holding the trophy high above his head. It's not Thiago Silva, unfortunately, who I'm sure is kicking himself after he sustained that injury, which saw him out for 2 to 3 months for the rest of the season. Hopefully this time next season, if you guys want to see that, it will be Thiago Silva in Alex's place, lifting that trophy for the second time for PSG. Just look at them. It's like the perfect squad for the French League. When it came to the Champions League, not good enough. But we will be back for next season. So there we have it, the final league standings. As you know, PSG won their final game of the season. came away with a total of 85 points. Monaco won their last game of the season too. And I think, did I say that we would have won it by 1 point if we had have lost against Montpellier? Well, we would have won it by 2. And Sochaux, Valenciennes and Guingamp all get relegated from the French League. Here is the squad report. I'm sure you guys will all want to see that, especially with Gundogan, who made his move in the summer, and Thomas Müller, 86 overall rating, and it's only going to get better from here on out. Ibrahimovic, of course, his stats are starting to decrease now. He's getting even older, but I'm sure next season he's still going to be in that starting 11 for this PSG side. One area I will be looking to strengthen come the summer transfer window is central midfield. Throughout the season, I thought we were lacking quite a lot, actually. We only had Matuidi and Cabaye, I think he's past it now. I think he'll be moving on in the summer. We'll just have to wait and see. And take a look at this. Barcelona managed to come out on top against Bayern Munich in the Champions League final and come away with that trophy. And we got some messages from the PSG board. A super season, even though we got knocked out of all of the other domestic competitions. We only came away with the French League this season, unfortunately. I was hoping to maybe go for all trophies, considering the type of team that PSG are, but there is always next season. We will be back and bigger than ever. So that's pretty much it, guys, for my first season with PSG. It was a first. You know, I kind of feel bad that this was the first time I've ever played in the French League, that I've gone through a whole season. But I've done it now. You know what they say, there's a first time for everything, and this was definitely one of those moments. And I came away with the French League title. And just look at my season budget for next season, 102.5 million. Can't wait to get spending that. Do let me know in the comment section below whether you want to see season 2. I'm sure you do. Also, did you know that you can follow me on both Facebook and Twitter? The links can be found in the description below. Anyway, guys, that's it for season 1 with PSG. I'll see you all, hopefully, for season 2. Thanks for watching.